You know, it'd be kind of ironic, and look, I'm not the first person to talk about this theory, but it makes sense. Wouldn't it be crazy if, let's say, Jordan stabbed Gary because he stole Andi and hurt his sister? And then on the flip side, Penelope tries to get revenge on Andi for betraying her and hurting her brother. You know, so it's like this tangled web of deceit, revenge, and heartbreak, where both of them obviously feel betrayed by Andi. You know, Penelope for thinking this was her friend that was going to help bring down this SOB that hurt both her and Andi. And then, you know, the fact that this was a woman that Jordan loved dearly. But then Andi, it looks bad. It looks bad. Even if you want to say Andi is innocent and she didn't do any of this, she was a victim. From the perspective of Penelope, who doesn't know why the wedding was about to take place, it truly does look like it was a betrayal. So what do you think? And I mean, if you want to take it a step further, because we're going to make more, references to season 1, Jasmine and Morris were working together. And it turned out these two were having an affair behind Gary's back the whole time. And don't you think it's interesting that there was a brief period of time in season 1 where it seemed that Morris and Andi were about to have a bit of a, dating life going on. I think they went out for like one drink or something. They went out one time to one of those clubs. You know, this was pre-pandemic, so in season 1, it wasn't uncommon to see the sister circle hanging out in different venues that had a bunch of people, whether it be a restaurant or a club or whatnot. But season 2 onward, that's when they had to scale things down a bit. But basically, I remember Gary warned Andi not to go out with Morris, and she didn't want to believe it because, granted, it made sense based off of everything Gary had done at that point in the series. It just seemed like yet another way for him to try to control Andi. But he knew Morris had a bad reputation, and he was a cokehead. So basically, after they had gotten out of the club and went to his car in the back of the parking lot, he was about to, assault her. But then Gary came out of nowhere, and I forgot what happened. Didn't he like throw a brick at his head or something, or beat the crap out of him in the parking lot? It was something like that. But essentially, it turns out that, Morris and Jasmine had this thing all along. It was a big scheme. So think about Jordan. He's with Andi. Sister turns out to be the current fiance of Gary, just like Jasmine was to Andi. And of course, again, Andi was supposed to help Penelope bring Gary down. Andi was supposed to help Jasmine with taking Gary for everything he had in the divorce because there was no prenup. It all adds up. So to say that Penelope and Jordan have a thing, it just goes back to that one weird synopsis on that website saying that these two are like exes or something like that, as opposed to brother and sister. So I don't know. There could be a lot of conspiracy going on here. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did Jordan stab Gary? Is Penelope trying to get revenge on Andi? I don't know. I mean, think of it this way. Gary tossed Jasmine off the top of the car parking garage, even though I still stand to the point that, that was a situation where I don't think he purposefully did it. But then you look at what he did to Penelope, and then that ended up killing their unborn child. So, man. And also, both of these women, after they came out of their ordeals involving them being heavily injured and needing to, be in the hospital and whatnot, they both came back, and what was the first thing they did? They slapped Andi. Okay, I do believe that Andi did see Penelope one time in person prior to the wedding, and this was after she had lost the baby, so she didn't slap her then. But basically, the first time that these women confronted Andi after, being healed up, they slapped her. So I truly feel like the writers are rehashing some of these season 1 and season 2 plot lines, which could in turn lead to us getting the reveal of who the stabber was, or the person who's at least going to try to take Gary out once and for all. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm actually starting to get a bit more intrigued now, and I'll catch you all in the next video.